Is income protection worth it? Okay, basics. Income protection covers you in the event of illness, disability, or accident. And it's an extremely important mechanism and financial safety net if for those reasons you are unable to go to work. Now, typically speaking, it's based on around 50 to 70% of what your salary is at work, depending upon which type of plan you take. And obviously, typically the higher the percentage, the more premiums you pay. And again, it really is there to trigger in an event that you cannot go to work and you cannot provide and pay for your bills. Very simple example. Say you have a family, kids, even if you're doing quite well for yourself and financially speaking, you feel quite confident. Would your wife, partner, husband, kids be able to pay the mortgage if you were not here and you were not working? Okay, you might have some type of life insurance connected with your work that may pay out in the event of your death, but that will not cover the remainder of your mortgage term or whatever it might be, or whatever the expense is that your family has. So this is particularly important for people, maybe a young family and kids, or anyone where you're in a good situation, but maybe you're spending very close to your annual income each year. And if you were to take away that annual income, how would the rest of your family survive? Or even you, if you're living on your own, how would you survive and pay your bills if your salary was gone and you were unable to work? Coverage can be from as little as £10. You'll read that a lot online. It really does come down to your own independent situation. So the question of whether or not it's worth it really is an independent decision to be made by a client. Here at Cameron James, you can reach out for a free consultation with ourselves to review your existing situation to help you make an educated and informed decision as to whether it's a premium which is worth paying for you. For some clients, the idea of not paying the premium is a huge risk. Literally, what would happen in that event of you passing away? In the event of you not being able to work, I should say. Now, that might be a very difficult and stressful time already, possibly from a marital perspective, financial pressure or mental pressure and stress of not having employment anymore or not working anymore can be very difficult. When you add to that the financial stress and pressure, it can be enough to push certain marriages over the rocks, which is very, very common when people having kids, falling out of work or not being able to work, getting ill, having an accident. These are the typical types of things that can trigger much bigger events in your personal life. So from my perspective, I would say anybody who's in a situation where they cannot cover their ongoing bills, if they're unable to work, I would say this income protection is extremely worth it and should be taken out for people. But again, you have to complete an independent review of your situation. We help you here at Cameron James to find out who's the best in the market, who offers the best features, the best quotes, the best rates, etc., for you to make an educated and informed decision. I would also advise it should typically be a conversation that you have with your significant other, or if both of you are in work and both of you are working full time, maybe the kids have got childcare, whatever it might be, what would happen if one of you fell out of work? What would happen if both of you were unable to work due to accident, illness, whatever it might be? And it's also really important to realize this covers things such as stress, anxiety, which are becoming very, very common. In the United Kingdom, the amount of people taking time off from stress-related issues from work, we've kind of gone through that era of, budding it up and get on with it, which is kind of how I started out in the industry, which is brilliant. And obviously people work very hard. The long-term effects of that, though, are potentially starting to be seen in some positions. When you're thinking, consultancy, banking, lawyers, these are high, intense, driven scenarios where, there's a lot of shareholder value, we could say, to be created, and people are working extremely hard. There's a lot of burnout happening in companies, and your big companies, they're getting very good now at looking after people when they go through this, and you might be off for a period of time. They continue paying XYZ over that period, but having that income protection in place as well gives you the security net of knowing that your family, loved ones, beneficiaries are going to be able to continue living, and you will be able to continue living whilst you go through this certain period in your life. If you have any questions at all about income protection and you'd like to have a free consultation to understand your needs in more detail, kindly reach out below. And as always, if you like and enjoy the content, please hit the subscribe button. And as always, take care with UK Financial Planning.